Okay, so we call this part of the service Learning Together, primarily because we're going to learn from you. Go. Okay, let me give you a start. So we just sang, although some of us didn't manage to get all the words out in the right place, but it starts in Flanders Fields. Right? It uses words from that famous poem, which I'm sure you heard this week. Because Remembrance Day is on Tuesday, and I bet you had something at school probably on Friday.
I had it on Thursday.
On Thursday, okay. And it probably included that poem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, because you know the story, right? It was written by a Canadian, right? John McCrae.
I knew that.
This isn't a test. Don't worry. It's not a test. It is for you, John McCrae, right? Everyone knows the story. He was a doctor, and this is in the First War, and he wrote it. The story goes that he was sitting on the back of, like it was a thing that they were using to transport bodies. But he wrote it looking at a field where there were sort of makeshift crosses from the soldiers who died, and there was already poppies growing. Right? Even when there was all of that destruction and everything from the war, things were growing. And he saw the poppies, and he wrote this poem. And the idea of the poem is to inspire us, of course, to remember, to carry on what he felt was happening, which was we were standing up to evil. Right? We were trying to make the world a better place. We were trying to make the world a place where we'd have freedom and a good life, right? That's the idea, and we shouldn't forget those who did that, and in fact, we honor them by living into the freedom that we have. Right? Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's so easy to forget that, though. We read the poem on one day, and then we sometimes, I think, forget the point of all of that was so that we would be able to live better lives. And I think it's really important to remember that. And one of the ways I think that we can remember that is to remember that the person who wrote that was surrounded by war and destruction and death and things, and he looked over and saw a flower and wrote about it. Like his imagination didn't just kind of stick with the death and destruction. He saw the flower, and it's like he imagined promise and hope, right? And that's why imagination is so important, and using your imaginations. I was in your room the other day, the church school room.
Yeah.
There is some. If you get a chance to go in there, you should, because there's some really cool stuff. Because while you guys have to sit and listen to me yak at you, these guys get to do cool stuff where they make things, and there are a lot of frogs in some things, but it's very creative. Did you say it was very stressful?
Yeah, making things is hard.
Making things is hard.
Yeah,
Are you up for the challenge?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends on the day.
It depends on the day. Actually, that's true. That's true. Sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes it's really easy to remember and imagine what we can do with the freedom that we have. And then there's other days where it's really hard to imagine what we can do. But that's the thing about this poem, is that in the midst of all of that horrible stuff that was happening, he imagined something, and it was because a flower grew. Something new came into the world in the midst of all that, something that was beautiful. And the slides today, by the way, are all pictures of fields of poppies and things like that, including one, by the way, that I was completely unaware of this. Apparently there's a building not far from the Parliament buildings in Ottawa. The rooftop garden grows poppies. So you can sit in these poppies and look at the Parliament buildings.
Is Flanders Field still full of poppies? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Anybody been to Flanders? Full of poppies? Full of poppies?
They might have
Yeah.
into like a combination.
Uh-oh, here comes Barb. It's 2 weeks in a row, Barb.
That's okay.
Where is everyone else is what I want to know. Why isn't everyone else coming down too?
Sit beside here.
I should have grabbed the mic is what I should have done.
Okay, so in 2017, our Panoka Legion did a battlefield tour with the Edmonton Drum and Pipe Band, and Flanders Fields was one of the places that we went to. And I have a picture of John McCrae's monument, and we saw many, many poppies on our trip. And it was a fabulous tour. We marched in several places. Some of the press followed us, and we marched with the band, and we even met a World War veteran at one of our stops. So it was a fabulous tour. But I do have some pictures from that tour if anybody's interested afterwards.
You likely won't be able to see them from there, but do visit with Barb afterwards because she's got some great pictures. I mean, there'll be some on the screen, but you can't do better than a picture that someone took who's here who was there, if that makes sense. So please do see Barb afterwards and see some of her pictures. The thing is, like even the monument to McCrae ought to be a reminder to us every day that remembering isn't just about, oh yeah, a memory. It's about reconnecting with that. And one of the great things about Remembrance Day is that we should reconnect with not the destruction and devastation and the loss, but what it brought us. And remember to live into that, because that's how we honor that past. It's about living into the promise.
And yesterday, I attended the Indigenous Veterans Day at Masquachis. And they do an annual outdoor ceremony, and it was very well attended and a lovely service.
Yeah, that's the 8th, right? That was yesterday? Yeah. Yeah. It's important to remember. So we're going to sing the only thing that you could possibly sing after talking about things that grow in places that you're surprised that they grow in, and about promise. We're going to sing that lovely hymn of promise that talks about how from the bulb there is a flower, and the seed an apple tree.
That one, I remember that one.
Excellent. So here's a mic. You sing it for. Okay. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Barb.